Johann Wolfgang once said, "Behavior is the mirror in which everyone shows their image." This term is not that vast by the number of letters in it, but by its meaning. The dictionary states that behavior is the range of actions and mannerisms made by individuals, organisms, systems, and artificial entities in some environment. To me, the way living creatures behave impacts our surroundings because behavior is sometimes greater than knowledge. I'm sure we would all agree that in life we have found ourselves in situations where knowledge failed because of the way we reacted to a situation, and that changed everything. It is our behavior that determines how best we put the knowledge we all carry to use. Say, for instance, you're an educator and you have the knowledge that getting upset and angry with the kids is not the best way to impart education because the teaching wouldn't be impactful without a good rapport. But think about it. Would this knowledge be of any importance if it did not reflect in behavior? It is only when the kids see this knowledge in the teacher's behavior that would have relevance and importance. Behavior follows a chain. How one behaves in their dealings with different people would always leave an impact. Various behaviors incite various experiences. These experiences that we create for others have a big impact on their life. And to think that they are primarily determined by our behavior, we ought to be mindful of it. But here is the problem. Most of us are fully conscious of this and still choose to overlook the need to show empathy in our behaviors. I believe any problem can be solved if an individual is aware of its root cause. So it is absolutely essential to know the factors that result in any sort of behavior. If each of us try to analyze what's wrong in today's behavior, we would say the freedom given to us has been misused. There's no point of freedom if there's not enough respect shown towards it. Like George Bernard Shaw famously asked in the beginning of his essay, Freedom, what is a perfectly free person? How we choose to function as individuals has an impact on everything around us. Humans are primarily emotional beings, so we naturally worry how our behavior would affect someone or the environment around us. I believe it is just the social media noise that cancels out our thoughts, and that's perhaps why we recklessly behave towards people and the environment around us. Let me draw my focal point home. Being aware of one's behavior can change this world. All it takes is to listen to our conscience, and that's precisely what I think is a challenge. My generation is practically growing in a world that is driven by social media. So it is common for them to fall for trends like my life, my rules. These kind of things eventually bring change in every aspect of an individual's behavior and slowly breaks the consciousness of how to behave in a way that wouldn't be detrimental to those around them. In today's world, many individuals embody traits that challenge conventional belief systems, that result in a decline in values such as respect, humility, kindness, and self-control. This detachment from essential human qualities necessitates a degree of discipline that to resist such trends. The widespread adoption of such behaviors fosters a sense of loss of humanity, while efforts promoting environmental awareness and conservation are commendable. They overlook the need to preserve humanity itself, and humanity, being an intrinsic quality, is diminishing, impacting not only human interactions but also the well-being of other living beings. Sensitive individuals, when confronted with hurtful behavior, they experience mental strain and instability, often triggered by verbal abuse or shift in attitudes. It's crucial to recognize the profound impact of behavior on one's life. It may be whether in educational settings or elsewhere. The rise in attitudes like pride can skew impartial behavior, leading to conflicts. However, those genuinely seeking change can initiate a transformative process within themselves, although subtle to others, yet significant for personal growth. The sudden shifts in behavior often from a lapse in presence or state of mind, influenced by external factors. Just as negative influences can erode humanity, positive influences can restore it. Life's journey should impart the importance of nurturing humanity. Unresolved conflicts among individuals leave emotional scars, while the neglect of other creatures reflects an injustice that contradicts the essence of humanity. I believe it is imperative to understand that behavior is often shaped by experiences, prompting the need for thoughtful consideration before reacting. Maintaining a respected position in the hearts of others requires not only knowledge but also exemplary behavior. In essence, the determination to reclaim humanity is crucial. Transitioning from a perspective of my life, my rules to our life, our rules ensures inclusivity and fosters a culture of compassion and empathy. Ultimately, restoring humanity to earth is a collective endeavor driven by individual resolve and consensus behavior. Thank you.